Welcome to Poker Market, making poker more efficient.
Hey guys, this is Paul, aka Internet. This is part 1 in a series called Daniel's Hand. Daniel's a long-term friend and coaching student of mine, and he sends me interesting hands with cool questions. And in this format, I will go over his hands and explain my thought process to him. And you guys are welcome to watch it. So let's get right into the hands. In this first hand, Hero's playing 100 big blinds deep, no limit 50 euros, and gets dealt King Jack on the button. Cutoff comes in for 3 big blind open raise, call, super standard. Blinds just go out of the way. Flop comes 10-9-6, very good for us with the not gut shot over cards, and cutoff actually checks, which is nice. I think we just go ahead and stab here, take down the pot. Very often, don't expect to get check raised much, and if they just check call, our hand plays very well. I would bet a little bit bigger on the flop. Usually 250 is fine, but I'd go more like 3/4 pot, so like 275 or 3. Might even go for a pot size bet if I think opponent's checking range is a little bit weak. But yeah, it's super standard. Turn comes 3 hearts, puts a flush out there, which both players could have. Hero, yeah, you might want to give up if the opponent is very sticky, but yeah, if you have no information, it's super standard. 2-barrel, just fire another one. And I very much like the sizing now. I think turn sizing should be pretty large again, at least 3/4 pot, so like at least 6.25 or so. But I actually like pot size bet because opponent obviously says he has a weak 10 or a middle pair type hand, so you want to, well, with your value range you want to go big. With your bluff range, which has a solid playability, and on the river you want to go big. I really like this. I think that's cool. And then river is the interesting spot. River comes the 8. So, okay. Well, obviously we have nothing and have no showdown value. Even if opponent was like floating king queen, he beats us. So question is, we bluff or not? And if we bluff, what size? I think the 8 is kind of like an average card for us on the river. Maybe even slightly bad of a card. No, I think average. So very good for us. We can have queen jack, full 16 combos. Might 3-bet some offsuit ones pre-flop, but yeah, generally we have 16 combos queen jack, which is like so many value hands. And then of course we have some 7s, ace 7 suited, 10-7 suited perhaps if we call pre-flop, 7-8 suited of course, and we may even have 6-7 or 7-7 if we decide to turn it into a bluff on the flop, which is okay. I mean, checking down is fine, but I actually kind of like against the check line to start barreling a 6-7 and 7-7. So yeah, river value range for us is pretty solid. I think with queen jack, we probably want to overbet jam river. I think that's the best play for value. Just maximum value from an inferior straight. And then we also want to have some overbet shoves as a bluff, of course. If queen jack is 16 combos, all in is like, I don't know, how much is that, 40, 1.5 times pot perhaps, so we need like 16 value combos, something like 10 bluff combos I think, and that should be something that blocks a 12-7, but that's, really not doable. I mean, I guess, no, not really, so any random 10 bluff combos is fine. So I think king jack would be completely reasonable, just overbet shove river. In practice, I believe cutoff calls a 7 every time against an overbet, so I don't like it as a bluff too much. I still think it's fine, but I think in practice, unknownish, no limit 50, I only overbet shove for value with queen jack and wouldn't bluff shove. But obviously, once your opponent starts folding some 7s or all 7s, then obviously it's a very, very sick bluff shove. And I mean, yeah, even if he calls exactly 7x, maybe it's still a plus you bluff shove, depends how many 7s he has. Alright, so I think, yeah, I like that overbet shove there with queen jack for sure, and some bluffs, potentially all bluffs, if we think he folds a 7. And then other bet size we have for our own 7x, I think we want to go about half pot, which is like the 1650 you chose, which is a good size. I like that with a 7, and obviously with another number of bluffs, it's cool. Yeah, I think that's completely reasonable. Should we always bluff river? I mean, we have like king queen, king jack as the only super obvious busted draws, and I think bluffing those two is completely fine. And then, I mean, we have some like ace jack hearts or some other hard stuff, but a lot of it is well, all of it has a pair or ace high, so I think they're all much better to check back. Ace high may very occasionally win against like king queen of hearts, so they're slightly better for checking back river. And yes, so I think the hand is played totally fine, totally well. So let's see what you had to say about it, or ask about it. Anonymous table. Alright.